This part of the tutorial involves the rotation of a picture. If an image is rotated to a perpendicular angle like 90 degrees or 180 degrees, then there is no quality change in the picture image. However, rotation using a non-perpendicular angle like 19 degrees, for example, results in problems. The edges and the interior of the foreground part will need repair. If you want to duplicate the operations shown in this tutorial, then you will need to import a copy of the picture that we will use here. In the folder that contains VirtualU and all its program files is a folder named bin, B-I-N, that contains sample pictures and videos. From this folder, you would import the picture named flower4.bmp. Before we start, press this button and set the project duration and frame rate to whatever you want if they are not already set. This image contains a flower with raster scan edges, meaning that those edges have not been softened yet. Click on this item and follow the instructions to open the rotation page. This is the rotation page. First, click on this item. Now click on this item to open the pointer scale, which we will use to set the angle of rotation. Move the pointer until the number 19 appears in the angle box as shown. The program currently will not let you do a counterclockwise rotation, but you can achieve the same result by using the appropriate number of degrees. The word progressive refers to images rotating in motion around the dial, but this can only be done with videos. If you wanted to have the flower rotate in that way, then you would first make an AVI video of the picture and then use that video for progressive rotation. Now close the pointer scale. Press this button to rotate the flower. A prompt will appear asking you to left-click the white background color as shown. The prompt displays a little box just above the Go button, which shows the color that you clicked on. You won't see the box this time since the white background of the prompt is the same color that you clicked on, but it will work fine. Press the Go button to rotate the foreground flower image. If you now look closely at the flower, you can see a problem which the arrow is pointing to. Here is a close-up of the image. The edges of the flower are ragged and rough. The edge softening page would have a tough time to soften these edges. The arrow is now pointing to another problem. Some of the interior pixels are also rough. Here is a close-up. We will repair the interior first and then the edges. The first step toward doing that is to put in the correct settings, which will determine how much change the program will apply to the interior pixels of the image. Click on this item to do that. This is the interior settings page. Movement of the pointer to the left applies more change. Movement of the pointer to the right means less change. We don't want to change the image too much. We want the altered image to match the original image as much as possible, so the trick here is to use enough change to fix the interior pixels, but not so much that the result is greatly different than the original. You may have to experiment a bit with different settings before you get it just right. We happen to know that the correct number setting for this image is about 100, so we move the pointer until the number 100 appears in the number box as shown. We press this button and follow the instructions to clean up the interior pixels as shown. Here is a close-up. Now it is time to repair the edges, and we will use two tools for that. The next step is to press this button, which will show the prompt that you see now. We click on the background color, check the checkbox, and then press the Go button. As you can see, the edges have been improved as the close-up shows, but we are not done yet. We want to smooth out the edges some more. We left-click the white background again, check the box as shown, and then press the Go button. The result is what you see now. The flower is ready for edge softening. We are done here, so close this page. The final step in the rotation process is to apply the changes that we just made, so click on this item. After the edge softening is done and the image is made to be transparent, the flower looks like what you see now. We may make a tutorial section on the edge softening page in a later chapter. This part of the tutorial is concluded. This part of the tutorial explains external and internal edge softening for pictures and video images. The process that we will show is one way of doing edge softening, but you don't have to do it this way. Every image is unique and has different requirements. If you don't like the edging done by a particular method, then cancel or delete the edging and use a different method. We like this particular process because in addition to edge softening, it also shows how transparencies work. Let's first define what the external and internal edging systems do. Internal edging involves solid color foreground images that are edged to the background of the picture or video itself. The external edging system softens the edges of solid or multicolored foreground images to whatever is under the image. When doing external edging, the image to be edged must have a solid color background that can be made transparent. To get started, press this button to set the project duration and frame rate to whatever you want, and then use the project menu to set the capture area size to 350 by 350. If you want to follow this tutorial by duplicating our operations, then import the file space3bmp from a folder named bin, B-I-N, that is in the folder which contains VirtualU and its program files. From the same folder, import the file apple1bmp. Right-click on the apple, and then on the pop-up menu that appears, press the Transparent button. We want to soften the edges of the apple, stem, and leaf to the space background. We could do that at the same time, but for the purposes of instruction, We will first internally edge the leaf, and then we will externally edge the stem and the apple. The apple itself is shaded with many different values of gray, and the stem is narrow in width, so they must be externally edged at the same time to the space picture that is under them. Now press the Capture Image button and save the picture as a BMP to some place on your computer. Right-click the apple, press the non-transparent button, and then move the apple and the space pictures to the side for now, like what is shown. Now import the picture that you just saved. Right-click the space picture, and on the pop-up menu, press the Move to Top button, and then do the same thing to the apple picture with the black background. The internal edging system will soften the leaf to the space background of the picture itself, not to what is under it. When doing internal edging, nothing can be under the image to be edged except for the capture area. If the image to be edged is a video or a picture that moves around, then this menu item would be chosen. But since we will edge a stationary picture, then we would left-click on this item to open the Edge Softening page. When you are prompted, left-click on the picture that contains both the apple and the space background. This is the edging page. You have two choices when this page opens. You can use the default system called Soft Edge, which does specialized edging, or you can use Soft Type, which does the kind of edging that most people are familiar with. We will use Soft Type, so this item would be chosen. We now click on this item, which is used when tight corners or small spaces are to be edged. We would then click on this item to open this page. Move the pointer to the second mark from the left. Close this page. We have two more options when doing internal edging, and they work differently than each other. System 1 applies edging to the inside of a solid color foreground image, but System 2 actually applies edging to the outside of the foreground image, even though for technical reasons it is also an internal system. We select this item, Internal Edging System 1. Press this button and follow the instructions to soften the leaf to what is now showing on the screen. Select this item again. Move the pointer to the sixth mark from the left and close this page. Press the Soften Edges button again to get the result that you see now. Close the edging page, and on the Custom page, select this item to complete the process. Select this item to lock the borders. We are now going to do external edging on the stem and the apple, but there are a couple of things that we need to do first. Select this item. When the prompt appears, left-click in the center of the leaf and then press the Go button. On this prompt, press this button. On the color selection page, choose any color other than black. Choose green, for example, as shown, and press the OK button on the color page. Now press the Go button to produce what you see now. The next step is to select this item. Follow the instructions to open the color selection page again. Choose the color black as shown and press the OK button. Close the next two prompts that appear. Select this item to remove the color sample box. If you make the picture be transparent, you will see that the leaf is gone. Make the picture be non-transparent. Select this item again and follow the instructions to return to the edging page. Select this item and then this item. Select this item to open the settings page. Set the pointer to the second mark from the left and close the settings page. Press the Soften Edges button, left-click on the black background, and press the Go button to do the edging. Select this item again, move the pointer to the third mark from the left, and close the settings page. Press the Soften Edges button again to do more edging for the result that you see now. If you press the Transparent button, then you will see the results of the edging as shown. Close the edging page. On the Custom page, select this item to finalize the edging. The last step to do is to select this item. On the page that appears, left-click the checkbox next to Space 3 BMP to delete it and press the Close button. Right-click the apple picture with the black background and on the pop-up menu press the Transparent button to get what you see now. You would then select this item to retract the border to what you see now. You would then press the Capture Image button, save the picture to a BMP file, and then re-import and use it if you want to. The procedures that we used will work with videos. This concludes part 5 of the tutorial.